and welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be something I haven't done before. It's going to be a weekly reading challenge, but the amount of reading I do this week is going to be determined by a random number generator. So I've created a wheel with the numbers from 1 through 6, so those representing the amount of hours I'll read, and I'm just going to spin those all right now to determine how much I will read for this week. So today is Tuesday, and so I'm going to start this video today and then end it on Monday. So yeah, let's go ahead and get that wheel spinning. All right, I'm going to go ahead and spin for today. Okay, so I have to read for 5 hours today. It's already 1 p.m, so I better get started on that. But I think I'm going to go ahead and just spin for the rest of the days just so I have a good idea of how much I need to read for these next couple days. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Just so I don't forget, I'm going to write down each of the hours that I need to read for each day. So for today it is 5, and now we will spin some more. Okay, so I've just finished spinning the wheel and honestly did okay. A lot of 1 hour days, which I know I'll probably pass, but today is my 5 hour day. So that's the longest day that I have to read this week. So today is
5, tomorrow 3, next day 1, then 4, then 1, then 3, then 1.
So not too bad. I'm actually really excited to do this. I feel like it is going to help me move through my TBR, which will be fun. And yeah, I'm going to try as much as possible to not use these hours for audiobooks, just because like I do dog walk a lot, so I do already listen to audiobooks when I'm dog walking. So to challenge myself, I want this to mainly be physical reading if possible. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do today. And yeah, I hope you enjoy. Is the lighting bad? Hello, I have an update. So it is currently, oh, you can see Snoopy. It is currently 7:40-ish. Yeah, 7:35-ish. Wait, can I read a clock? It is currently 7:40 and I have been reading for, I took a break, but I turned my timer on and off. I'm reading for 2 hours and 41 minutes. And I started on page 100 in Bonesmith. I forget if I actually said that I was reading this book, but I am reading Bonesmith by Nikki Palpretto. This is my Fairy Loot edition. It's very pretty, the artwork. And then, okay, I am right here in the book. I'm on page 288, so I've read 188 pages. I think right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work out and eat dinner, and then after that read for the rest of the night, and then I'm going to read a different book on my Kindle, I believe, before I go to bed. I'm reading on my Kindle, what is it called? It's a funny name. It's like Hot British Boyfriend or something. It's by the same author as Dungeons and Drama, which is a YA book that I loved that I read last month. So it's by the same author and I'm really liking it so far. But yeah, I'm probably gonna read that for like an hour-ish before bed. So I'm definitely going to hit the 5-hour mark, but I need to work out before I get hungry, because then I'll just, the whole time I'm working out, I'll just be thinking about wanting to eat dinner. So I need to work out before I get hungry, and then I'll eat dinner, and then I'll read. So that's the plan. That's my only update so far. Hello guys, I'm back. It is the next day and I just wanted to update a little bit. I just got back from 3 hours worth of dog walks and I listened to my audiobook for 3 hours and I finished Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune. But before I get into that, I just wanted to say how yesterday I did fail a little bit. So I was supposed to read for 5 hours yesterday and I ended up reading for 3 hours and 45 minutes, I believe. What I did this morning was, before I went on the walks, I made sure to wake up extra early and I read for the rest of the time. I had my timer on, I forget, it was like an hour and 15 minutes. I read of Hot British Boyfriend by Christy Boyce. So I read that. I'm about 55% of the way through that book. So I know that technically makes up for yesterday, but I wanted to make up for not doing the full 5 hours yesterday with doing something else too today. So although I was listening to my audiobook for 3 hours straight, I finished Under the Whispering Door, as I said, and then I started The Nightingale by, I can't remember the author. I'll insert a picture of the book right here. I started that audiobook, but in total I was listening to audiobooks for over 3 hours. But I'm not even gonna count that for today. I feel like I have to read for 3 hours today. And another thing I'm going to do to punish myself, because I didn't finish my goal yesterday, is I'm going to, for the days that I have to only read 1 hour, I'm going to make those 2 hours. I'm probably gonna go over that anyways, but I just thought that would be a nice little challenge. So I'm making Thursday, Saturday, and Monday from 1 hours to 2. And today, I know I technically already read for 3 hours because listening to audiobooks is still reading, but I'm going to pretend I didn't do that, and I'm gonna have my 3 hours of reading start right now. I think I'm going to try to finish Bonesmith today. I'm really liking it a lot. I was nervous about picking up this book because the last Fairy Loot book that I read was definitely not my favorite, A Fragile Enchantment. So I was pretty nervous. I believe this is supposed to be a duology. So already right now, it's at like maybe a 3.75 to 4 right now. I really like the slow burn in this right now. It's very good. It's kind of reminding me of like Nina and Matthias from Six of Crows, and I love them so much. So I'm very intrigued to see the ending. So I'm gonna start reading some more of this. I have dinner with a friend tonight, but I'll probably leave for that at 3.5 hours or something. So I'm gonna get going on this reading and I'll update you if I have anything else to update on. Hello guys, welcome to the next day. It is currently 3 p.m. right now. I finished all my dog walks at around like 1:30ish, and I've just been I had lunch and I've just been kind of relaxing. Now I'm gonna get going on doing some physical reading. I did start a new book, just to update you. Actually, let me grab it. I have a physical copy. I started the audiobook for Lost in the Neverwoods by Aiden Thomas. This is on my March TBR, so I knew I wanted to read it this month. So the premise of this book is it's set in like modern day, and it is just like a Peter Pan retelling, but our main character, Wendy, her brothers have gone missing like years ago. So one day she finds this boy on the side of the street that ends up being Peter Pan. Police are investigating the whole situation about like her brothers going missing, because she also was missing at the time but then was found. So the thing is that Wendy doesn't really have her memories from when she was in Neverland with Peter Pan and her brothers. Neverland is honestly kind of a creepy place, and some scary things are happening, and just a bunch of children in the area. I think this takes place in Oregon, which is just kind of funny because I'm from Washington, so it's just kind of funny for the Peter Pan retelling in Oregon. And a lot of the children in that area are going missing too, and they're finding out that they're going to Neverland. I wasn't expecting it to kind of be like a little bit like thriller-esque, and it is. It's YA. And this is my first Aiden Thomas book. And I'm actually really enjoying it because I feel like I've heard a lot of like mixed things about this book. I remember I picked it up because I heard a bunch of people saying that they liked it. Maybe it was just like one person said they liked it. I can't even remember because I bought this actually ages ago. But then I feel like I also heard people not liking it, so I needed to find out for myself. So that's why I put it on my March TBR. But anyways, I'm listening to that. I'm about 36% of the way through because I was listening to this for like 3 hours worth of dog walking and stuff and like driving around. But I'm not even gonna count that as my reading because my goal for this challenge is for the time that I'm reading for it to be physically reading books. So let me check how much I have to read today. So I can go ahead and cross off yesterday's time. I don't think I like updated about it, but I think I had like an hour and I think I only had like 30 minutes left to physically read yesterday. So I ended up reading on my Kindle before bed, The Hot British Boyfriend. I'm really liking it. That title, I just like, every time I say I'm reading that to like my friends or something, I'm like a little bit embarrassed, but whatever. I'm done being embarrassed about the books I read, but I'm loving that book. It's so cute. So I finished my time yesterday. That was probably an important thing to update. I think I got a clip of it, like a little bit. Technically, I only have to read for 1 hour today, but since my Tuesday reading day was a little bit of a fail, I said it in the last time I talked that I'm going to be doubling that. So I'm going to be reading for 2 hours today, and I'm actually not sure what I want to physically read today. I think I'm going to read The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo, just because I went over to my sister's place yesterday and I was telling her how, because I'm like, how many pages? I'm on chapter 9. I'm on page 57, and I was telling her, I was like, I feel like I should just wait till it actually comes out so I can get like a physical copy, because I don't know if people understand this, but like sometimes when like I get like an arc or something, I don't know, I just like want to have like my own physical one. Like I'm scared to ruin this because it's not technically my book, if that makes sense. But then she was like,
No, I need you to finish it so I can discuss it with you.
So that was motivation to finish it. But I'm not gonna rush through it, but I think I want to try to read this for a good 2 hours today. But anyways, it is about 3:10 right now, and so I think I'm gonna read for about 2 hours. There is a Celtics game that starts at 4:30, but they've been starting way later than the time actually, so I think like 4:50 is when it's gonna start. So I'm gonna read till then probably, and then I'll read before bed and maybe some other tonight. I don't know. But yes, that is my update. Sorry if that was long, but I felt like it was an important update. I'm loving the books that I'm reading so far. So The challenge has been so fun, but I don't even know if it's been really like a challenge. But it's been really fun nonetheless. Hello guys, it is much later than when I updated last. It is, I don't have a clock with me, but I think it's like 8 o'clock. And I feel amazing right now. I just had like an everything shower. My friends and I call it full spa, but had a full spa everything shower. And I feel amazing. Shaved, exfoliated, shampoo, conditioned, washed my face, lotioned up, and I took off all my nail polish, and so I'm going to paint my nails right now. But I thought while I do it, I was going to give a little update on some of the books that I'm reading. So, because I feel like I haven't updated really like while I've been reading the books. So I was going to do that if you want to hear about it. But first I'm going to pick nail polish. I don't know why, but I'm feeling like black nails right now. I don't even know if I have black nail polish. I can't remember. But then I'm also painting my toes. I know, gross. But I'm thinking like a pink or something for that. I'm gonna look at my nail polish drawer. I absolutely know the nail polish I'm about to use is surely expired or something, but we'll see in a second. Does nail polish expire actually? Like, I'm sure it goes like, doesn't work super well, but like, does it actually expire? Because now I'm a little concerned. I don't think I have black nail polish. I have red. Red could be fun. Ooh, or like, okay, that surely is a horrible sign, right? It's probably okay, right? Purple or red? I'm feeling the red. And then pink for my toes, I think. That is surely not good. Hey, that doesn't look that bad. Maybe I'll do this one. Okay, Valentine's Day vibes. And then I need a clear coat. Okay. Do I do my toes or I'm gonna do my fingernails because I might get lazy and not want to do my fingernails after I do my toes. So I'm gonna do my fingernails first. But knowing me, I need to set up my little paper towel station, or else my desk is white, or else I will get red nail polish on everything. So, oh, I think I have to use this top coat because this is like a weird like gel nail polish thing. So I'm gonna do that. First I need to file. I'm gonna file and then talk because I don't know, that noise could be bad. So I'm gonna file and then I'll talk about the book I'm reading. Okay, I'm back and I took my towel out, if you couldn't tell. So, as you know, I've been reading, what books I'm in the middle of? I'm in the middle of so many books right now. Like, honestly, here's the thing about me. I love reading multiple books at a time. Like, if you ever checked my Goodreads, which you should have me on Goodreads, I'm like always in the middle of like 5 books or something. My attention span sometimes just can't finish one book at a time, because it's not that like if I'm reading a book and I'm like, oh, I need to pick up a different book, it's not because I'm not liking the book that I'm reading. It's just I am liking it, but I'm not in the mood for it right now. So I need to start painting my nails and talking, or else this will not be done. It's just that, you know, this book right now is not the book I want to be reading at the moment. So then I'll pick up another book and then another one. Usually they're all different genres, but right now I feel like they're not necessarily, but that's fine. Today I started Lost in the Neverwoods by Aiden Thomas, and I'm actually really liking it. I don't know, I was concerned because I think I mentioned this, but it just had like kind of, a lot of people had like mixed opinions about it, and so I was a little nervous, but I'm actually really liking it. And then, ooh, I like this color. Then I read a little more of The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo, which I have had such high expectations for, because that definitely is my most anticipated read of the year, because I love Leigh Bardugo so much, and she can really do no wrong in my eyes. Like, I'll read anything that she writes. I'm really liking it so far. I feel like it took a little bit to like get into it just because like I kind of had absolutely no idea what was going on, but I am really enjoying it. She hasn't written anything like this before, so it's very interesting to see this type of book from her. I feel like, I don't know why, I was getting kind of confused about some of the characters for some reason, but I am really liking it. And then the book that I am like really liking right now is Hot British Boyfriend. Amazing title by Christy Boyce. I read some in the bath. I set a timer, but it's on like my Bookly app, which like tracks what my reading and stuff. So I read for like, I think it was 45 minutes. I'll double check, but I know I think I only have like 20 more minutes I have to read today, which I'm definitely going to, because I really want to finish the book tonight, because it's just now, like, it's been good like the whole time also, but it's just now getting really good, so I feel like I need to finish it tonight. I have never read anything from Christy Boyce before, but then I read Dungeons and Drama last month, and if you saw my wrap-up video, you know I loved that book. I just really love her writing. I don't know, like, I mean, is it anything groundbreaking? No. Is it like best thing I've ever read? No, but it's like so fun. It's such a good YA romance. Like, weirdly, I know this sounds kind of weird, but like her characters, they have like a lot of layers to them, which I feel like isn't usually the case in like YA romances for a lot. Like, I feel like she definitely could have went like the easy route and like followed a lot of different tropes, like romance tropes and stuff, but she really made this book very unique. Like, I haven't really read anything with the same exact trope. Like, I feel like you go into a YA romance, you think you know what's gonna happen. Hot British Boyfriend is the title. I thought that book was gonna be one thing, and it's just not, you know? And also, I don't think this is a spoiler, but it's like a little kind of love triangle for like a little bit, and I love how, you know, I mean, I know the guy that we're supposed to root for, and I do love him, but I love how like the guy, like the other guy that is potentially supposed to be like the like bad one or whatever, if you read the book you'll know what I mean. I love how he's also just like not that bad, because then it's not like her decision is to be with one of the guys is just because the other option is bad. She really like has to choose him. I love that. Yeah, it's been really fun. I love YA romance so much, and I'm very picky with it, but I'm really liking this one, even though the title makes me want to die. But nonetheless, if a book has that horrible of a title and I still love it and want to recommend it and share it, then you know it's good. But no, she has another one that, sorry, this is like a lot of talking, but I actually don't care. She has another one that I think it's something like, I don't think it's Hot Dutch Boyfriend, because that'd be hilarious. I actually don't remember. It's something Dutch or whatever, and I can't wait to read that one because I was in Europe for a couple months by myself. I might have had a little thing with a Dutch man as well, so I'm interested in reading that one. This nail color is so pretty. I really like it. It's like an orangey red. I wasn't expecting that. So many surprises today. Yeah, that's my update. I'm very excited to finish the book. I think that's all I'm gonna do the rest of the night, is just get in bed and like read, which is totally fine with me. Tomorrow I literally have nothing to do like on my schedule, so I'm just gonna do a bunch of my favorite things. I feel like I'm going to get coffee with my mom at my favorite coffee shop, and then I'm gonna go thrifting, and I'm probably gonna read, walk for a little bit, maybe, what else do I like to do? I don't even know, man. That sounds like a pretty good day to me. But yeah, I'm gonna do a second layer, but other than that, that's all I wanted to say to you guys right now. Hope you enjoyed. guys, it is the next day. It is currently 5:30 p.m. and I have not read once today at all. So if you hear background noise, my parents are getting their bathroom remodeled, so that might be what you hear. But anyways, today's been so fun. I got coffee with my mom, walked around with her, and then I went thrift shopping at Do I Have a Haul. I am going to see a musical with my mom tonight at like, I think we have to leave at like 8 or something. So I don't really have time. I have to read for 4 hours today. So it's gonna be a late night, I just know it. So I'm gonna start right now. I'm gonna read Hot British Boyfriend. Also, if you're seeing like rainbow and stuff, I have this like rainbow prism thing out my window that I love. But anyways, so I'm gonna start reading that right now. I want to finish it because I only have like 15% left of it, so I'm gonna do that. And yes. Hello, I'm back from the play. It ended up being a play and not a musical, which I was very sad about because I was really in the mood to watch a musical because I've been in my Les Mis musical era. And yeah, we left at intermission, so if that tells you about how I felt about it, then there you go. It is 9:20 right now, and I still have 3 hours of reading to go. I finished Hot British Boyfriend, so cute. Really liked the ending a lot. I was unsure how it was gonna end, but I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to read a little bit before bed. Well, I'm gonna try to stay up for 3 more hours till midnight and read for 3 more hours to finish the challenge. Is that gonna work? I am not sure. We will see. If it doesn't work, I think tomorrow I originally had to read 1 hour, and I doubled that anyway, so 2. So if I don't finish the 3 hours, I'll double tomorrow to make it 4 hours and add on whatever I didn't read today. So we will see. But I mean, reading's supposed to be fun, so I'm not gonna stress myself out and like make myself stay up super late and not feel good tomorrow because of it. But yeah, that's the plan. I'm unsure what I'm going to read, but I'll insert a clip of what I decide to read before bed. Hello everyone, and welcome to Saturday. Today has been so much fun. I went to the bookstore. By the way, it's 3:45 currently. I went to the bookstore. Well, first of all, this morning I filmed a YouTube video like showing all of my physical TBR that I have on my shelf, and then that motivated me to do a declutter. So I'm getting rid of, I don't know if you can see, but I'm getting rid of a lot of books over there. I'm gonna sell some, and then I'm gonna do a separate video, I think, where I give them to free little libraries and stuff and hop around the area doing that, which I think would be really fun. I also redid my bookshelf. I'll show you in a second what it looks like, but I did a little book shopping. I also got Shake Shack for lunch with my mom, which I love Shake Shack so much. Anyways, I thought I would show you what I got. So first off, my sister was getting rid of some books, so she gave me some for like $5. Like all 3 of these for $5. So I got The Dead Romantics, which I have read, but I don't remember anything about it because I listened to it in an audiobook like a year or 2 ago, and I actually don't remember anything about it. So I got that. And then Business or Pleasure by Rachel and Solomon. I actually really liked this book, and I didn't have a physical copy, so I was like, if you're getting rid of it, I'll take it. And then also, I don't have any physical copies of the Darker Shade of Magic series, so she's getting rid of, I believe, is the Gathering of Shadows? That's the second one, I believe. But I loved this series, so I needed physical copies of it. And then, speaking of books I've already read, but I needed a physical copy or a different copy of, that is Happy Place by Emily Henry. The paperback version came out and I love this book so much, so I just needed to get a paperback version. I know it's stupid, but I love this book. So then I'm listening to The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, and this was in the used section for $8.99. And my sister gets an employee discount, so this was like, I think like $4 or $5 probably. I thought I'd get a physical copy of The Nightingale, because why not? Then speaking of used books, all 3 of these Hunger Games books were in the used section in hardcover, so I figured I should just get them. I don't own any physical copies of these. I do have a Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, but it's my sister's copy. Oh, there it is. So she wants it back because we both loved that book so much. So now I need to get the original Hunger Games to complete the series, because I've actually never read the original trilogy, so I need to read that. And they were like $4.99 plus the discount, so it was like $2, so I needed to get it. And then finally I got my book club book for this month with my friends, and that is The Will of the Many by James Islington. So I got that. Shikana Wachanka. So I got that, and that's all I got. But anyways, like I said, it's like 3:45 right now. And for my reading that I'm doing today, so technically today I only need to read 1 hour, but then I already doubled that because I messed up on the first day. And then I decided, because yesterday I went to bed and I still needed to read, I think, for an hour and a half. So I was going to double that amount. So then that's 5 hours. And I forget if I said something yesterday about doubling that again, like the 2 hours to 4. But that's probably not going to happen. So I'm going to try 5, maybe 6 hours. So we'll see what I can do. So I'm going to get going and go reading. I know this challenge I have not been very consistent, but I feel like I've read so much, because I'm not counting my audiobook listening, and I literally listen to audiobooks all day long. So I've already listened to audiobooks today, but I'm trying not to count that. But if I do need to count that, then it's my challenge and I can make the rules. So we'll see though. Also, side note, here are my new bookshelves. I'm very obsessed. I decluttered all of these, and it's like a lot of books. I don't know if you can tell, but I have a lot of room for new books. So I divided it up, like this is romance, mainly adult romance and YA romance, and then these are all like fantasy, and then I have like more like fiction books, mainly like realistic fiction. Then we just go into like historical fiction, then we go into mystery and thrillers, and then classics, and then non-fiction, and then I just have a random like Harry Potter different collection, and then obviously my Six of Crow, Shadow and Bone, and then and then I have Fairy Loot, and then just some like religion books there. So yeah, that's what I have right now. I'm gonna go get on some reading. Okay, hello. It is about 3 hours later. It is 6:38. I've been reading for almost 3 hours. I think it's 2 hours and 53 minutes or something like that. I set my timer. But I've been reading Lost in the Neverwoods by Aiden Thomas. I'm on page 270 now. I have just like a little bit more to go. I don't think I like it anymore. Like, it's fine. I don't know. I just feel like I'm really uncomfortable by Peter Pan. Like, I know this is really unfair to say because it's Peter Pan, the boy that doesn't grow up, but he's just like so immature that it's actually kind of killing me a little, where I'm just like, ew. I'm kind of in my like man hater era right now too, so that's not really helping it. I'm like, dude, just literally grow up. but that's unfair because he literally can't. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know how I feel about it right now. Like, I read it for 3 hours straight, so I guess that's a good sign that I was just like entertained. I don't even know how to feel about it. I'm also so tired right now. So moving on from the book, I'm going to work out for a little bit, just get that out of the way. Maybe I'll listen to an audiobook, but I kind of doubt it because I just want to watch like a YouTube video. I think technically I only have to read for 3 more hours tonight. We'll see how that goes because I'm exhausted. Hello everyone, it is the last day of this challenge, which is Monday. I don't think I filmed myself talking yesterday, but I was just listening to audiobooks pretty much all day long because I kind of had like a reset day. I did a lot of laundry, cleaned my room, walked. It was great, but I didn't really physically read a lot. I physically read at night though, but in terms of audiobooks, I finished, what's it called? Lost in the Neverwoods by Aiden Thomas. And I'm gonna be honest, that book was way more intense than I thought it was going to be. Like, I thought it was just gonna be like a Peter Pan retelling and like cute. I don't know, but it was very intense. Because it's YA, but it was like a thriller kind of. And honestly, look up trigger warnings before you read it if you want to read it. I think I rated it like a 2.5 star. Like, I know if I read this when I was like of the YA age, like maybe like 13, 14, oh my gosh, I would have been obsessed with this book. Like, it wasn't bad or anything. It just, I feel like for me now, it's just not my thing. And I just wanted something different from it. I wasn't really in the mood for like a thriller per se, and that's kind of what it was. And then last night I read a little, I'm in the middle of so many books right now. I read a little bit of Portrait of a Scotsman by Evie Dunmore, and I'm on chapter 9, page 96. Loving it so far. It's like a marriage of convenience type thing, which I don't even know if I can't remember if I've read one of those before. If you hear background noise, my parents are getting like a lot of things remodeled, so that's what's going on. I also read a little bit of City of Nightmares, which is the second book. Oh wait, maybe it's City of Nightmares is the first one. I don't know. Whatever the second book in that series is, I'll insert a picture right now. I read a little bit of that on my Kindle before bed. I think I'm like 12% of the way through that. And then, like I said, I'm in the middle of so many books. More than I'm showing you even right now. I also listened to a little bit of The Nightingale by Chris Nana yesterday. Yes, I'm really liking that so far, but I'm only like 7% of the way through. I'm listening to the audiobook version. But anyways, speaking of audiobooks, I started a new audiobook today because I'm crazy, and I started Wolf by Wolf by Ryan Groudon. And I had a couple dog walks this morning. I had like 4, and then I just walked my dog and for free. I'm just kidding. And so I've been listening to this. I'm 22% of the way through, which I just checked, and that is chapter 8, page 80 in the book. It's very interesting. The premise is like what the world would be like if the Nazis had won World War II. So there's this like contest that the main character, what's her name again? Yale, is going through, where she has to race around Europe, and whoever wins gets to like be invited to this special event where she will be in like close proximity to Hitler. And so her goal is to assassinate Hitler. So that's why she wants to win the race, which is a very interesting concept. I've never read a book like this. It's YA, and I'm really liking the narrator of the book too, like of the audiobook. So I'll probably continue reading. Oh, it's trilogy. Ooh. I'm really enjoying it so far. So I got this used a while back, and yeah. But I think what's going on right now, the only thing left I have to do today, like schedule wise, is I have a meeting at my bank. So I'm gonna read for a little bit. I'm gonna read another book because I'm crazy. I'm reading The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo because I'm in the mood for something like this right now. So I think I'm gonna read this for like maybe like 50 minutes, an hour. Probably 50 minutes because I want to get there early. But yes, so I'm gonna do that. Also, I forgot to mention that I need to read for 2 hours today. So it was originally 1, but then doubled it a while ago. You know the drill at this point. And so, yeah, so 2 hours for today. Hi guys, it is actually a couple days later than when I finished the challenge. I believe it is Friday, and I finished the challenge on Monday or Tuesday. I can't remember. But I actually got a little bit sicky. So I did finish the challenge. Like, I forget what the last clip was, but I did read for my allotted time that day. I believe I was only supposed to read for 2 hours, and I know I read over that. I read some on my Kindle before I went to bed. I just can't really remember what I read since it's a couple days later. I just wanted to do a little outro because I did really enjoy this challenge. I didn't do super well at it, I feel like. I definitely read for the full amount of time that I was supposed to over the course of the week, but I feel like some days I just didn't have time to read for the time that I was supposed to for that day. But nonetheless, I did have fun doing it. Let me know if this was entertaining. If it wasn't, don't let me know that, because that will hurt my feelings. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I look forward to doing more of these like challenge video type things in the future. And yeah, that is all. Hope you enjoyed, and bye guys.